What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tez, and you already know the count. We are back with another banger for the one time. And I got a special guest on the channel today. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the lovely people?
Hi, I am CJ or CC, or he called me Tori, and I am the love of this man's life.
The love of my life is insane. Diabolical crazy
I am
word.
this man's first love.
Yeah, man, if y'all read the title, man, we are reconnecting with my first love 12 years later, yo. So, yeah, man, time is fucking flying. I'm officially 27, finna be 28. Want to tell people how old you are?
I'm 26.
Yeah, and we met when we were how old?
I think I was like 12 or 13. Was that?
You damn sure.
No,
that.
I was. In 2014, I was. Wait, no, was I 14, 2015 or 13, 2014?
See, just like that.
Man, look, a long time ago.
The math is math, right? But yeah, basically, we are a little over a year apart in age, and we met back at a summer camp, I want to say in the year of 2013 officially, is when we met for the first time. And from there, right, the whole story of us being together is like real, I ain't gonna say real crazy, but boom, basis what happened. I met her at this summer camp. We was playing a little outside games one time. I was trying to, do my little touchy feeling. Cause the nigga had no game back then, no motion. I'm gonna do break that little touch bear, she gonna be up on me. Didn't really work that way, right? Boom, summer camp end, we stopped talking. I made this post on the gram, I wanna say end of January, early February 2014. She was in my comments saying you want my number, and then from there it was kind of up. So boom, we officially began dating February 4th of 2014. And if I gotta be honest, I feel like that might have been like the best thing that ever happened to her, honestly, if I say so myself.
Alright.
You don't gotta lie for the cameras, alright? But from there, right, with us being together in February, our first go with a relationship didn't last long. And I will say probably part of that is due to the fact that this woman right here was on absolute lockdown.
It's true. They couldn't keep a real one down though.
Talk a little bit about what that was like for you growing up.
I grew up in a really religious home. Very conservative on one side. My mom was very by the book. My dad not so much, but my mom basically ran the house. So
damn.
Yeah. So whatever she said really went. And that came to I don't know, it was hard for me trying to get out and date because there were no boys. No. So we tried. We were successful a couple of times. A few times.
The dynamic of trying to have the whole little relationship and you can't really have one is a little weird. Cause like I said at the time, when we started dating, I was 16, she was 15, and it was on some shit where it was yeah, I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend, but I'm still can have one anyway. And on top of that too, we didn't even go to school with each other. She was homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was damn, you can't have no boyfriend. I'm not gonna see you at school. So it was when do we really have time to do anything with each other? Mm-hmm. And the summer camp that we initially both had went to at the same time, that's where we met each other. They would run little events and stuff throughout the course of the year. When the summer wasn't going on, we would meet, link there at those things and whatnot. But even then, it's I'm gonna see if I can maybe sneak and see you Saturday. So that presented a whole other set of challenges. Mm-hmm. So we eventually ended up breaking up, I want to say March, because the whole dynamic, it was a lot for me to deal with. And I think I might have really broke your heart with that one. Would you say so?
I wouldn't do it. There was some things I can't say that for YouTube, but
damn,
I wanted to do you in.
Do me in is crazy. No Diddy. Alright, but no, I definitely understand it though. And one thing I will say is I felt like you was always a real sweet person. Even when we would, stop talking to each other and stuff, I never had anything bad to say about you. You was a little crazy from time to time. I remember one time I was texting you, was I'm gonna bite you till I draw blood. I was telling my sisters, this motherfucker is crazy right here.
And I still would.
Not you trying to normalize that shit is okay. Say no to violence, y'all. If you see a toxic
say
person
yes. Say yes.
Run the fuck
Free
away.
will, everybody. Free will.
Run
Don't
away
run.
at the first. Don't run is
Don't
crazy.
run.
Yo.
Don't run.
y'all see what I'm dealing with, man. But yeah, man. So that time had passed and everything like that, and I was just like, man, if it wasn't for like the issue or like the things that made it complicated with dating, we probably would have been together a lot longer. Probably would have never broke up, honestly, because like I said, he was a really good girl. You dope and whatnot. Then also too, you know what I'm saying, at that time, I'm in high school, you know what I'm saying, I'm in that phase of trying to figure myself out. You want to be accepted. I'm easily impressionable at this time, and you see your homeboys and shit. At this time, niggas is having sex, niggas is bragging about having sex, niggas is bragging about fucking the hoes and shit. I look up to my cousin who at this point, this nigga getting the bitches and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, I kind of want that for myself. So I'm like, damn, do I stay with this girl who I'm never going to see, never be able to do nothing with? Or do I go be, a nigga, whatever the case may be? But knowing what I know now, I really wish I probably would have just like shared and shit like that. Because, we're going to get to it throughout the course of this video, like what life was like for me in detail and full, what life was like for her as well. But I know for me personally, it's like, bro, the streets really don't have nothing to offer. Now that I'm grown in my big grown adult age, I can honestly say the streets have nothing to offer. But we're going to take a deeper dive into that and talk about everything in full now that y'all got the little background on us. Alright, so the way we pretty much are going to start this video off is we pretty much going to have like a little back and forth. Little questionnaire, if that's what you want to call it. We're going to ask each other a little bit about, what our future may look like, what our past consisted of, just things we've been going through. And I'm going to start it off. So, I'm going to call her by her government name, because I just always have. She want to be CJ, she want to be Tori, you know what I'm saying? She want to be a lot of different things. I'm going to call her by government. Your mama named you Christina, so I'm going to call you Christina. So, Christina, what is your favorite memory of us?
Probably like the initial us meeting at camp. Like it was just so innocent and cute. Like the game, like that was just so cute to me. Like, so I think that's my favorite memory.
Okay.
What's yours?
My favorite memory of us, damn, yo, it's been a lot. I probably would say when we like first got together, like agreeing that we gonna be a couple and stuff like that, because you was like the first girlfriend I ever had, like in high school. Like, you had them little crushes back in the day, or like y'all go together. Like I had a girlfriend, quote unquote, in middle school, but like that shit didn't matter. We didn't do nothing. Won't no crazy conversations happening. Like I was 11, 12, like, you know what I mean? So you was the first real like high school girlfriend I had, so that's probably my favorite memory. Like being loud and proud to say, like, I got a girlfriend. I'm that nigga. You know what I mean? So that's probably, I would say, is my favorite memory of us. Alright, so my next question I have for you is, what is one thing you have learned since we stopped dating? And it could be, applicable to relationships, life, or just anything that, like, damn, if I knew that back then, I feel like that would have, like, helped us a little bit more.
Okay, one thing that I've learned is that it's okay to like advocate for yourself. Like I should have told my parents like more of what I wanted. Just because like you should be able to come to your parents and tell them like what it is that you want out of life, no matter what age. Like always advocate for yourself, speak up for what you want, and things will be a little bit easier for you.
I can definitely agree with that. That's facts. And I feel like if I had more difficult conversations with my parents too at an early age, I feel like, because I talked to you briefly about it. I don't got a good relationship with my mom. Like me and my dad relationship is really good, but me and my mom have a terrible relationship in terms of having those tough conversations. And I felt like if that was something I was more focused on trying to do earlier, maybe it would have been better. I don't know if she would have been receptive to it, but I feel like that would have helped me, handle relationships better and things like that. Because I can speak to in regards to us, I really didn't know how to handle, accepting love, because my first anything with a woman was fucked up. And because my first relationship with a woman was fucked up, with my mom, I felt like that really fucked up any relationship I had after that, because I never really addressed the issues there. So anytime I would talk to anybody new, or, you being my first relationship, I really didn't know how to handle it, because my foundation wasn't, set up properly. So, I feel like that's definitely affected me a lot.
Would you say you healed from that?
It's a work in progress. I can definitely say, like, especially when it comes to like black people, we talk a lot about, you know, not wanting to do therapy. Therapy isn't okay and things like that. So I'm in a space now where it's like I'm 100% open to going to therapy. That's something I want to do. I really want to do it with my mother as well, but I asked that lady one time to go to therapy. That lady cussed me the hell out. So, you know what I mean? So, because I feel like it's a problem all throughout the black community. Like, what? I don't need therapy. How dare you? Da, 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 da. So, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you know, as long as I can be okay with it and be willing to do the work, that's the main thing. As an adult, you gotta be willing to do the work. You know, once you get to that point, everything else will pretty much fall into place in due time. So, yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you now.
What's up, Top?
Okay, so you moved away from Norfolk in 22.
Yep.
And I just want to know, like, how was moving away? Like, how did that help your mental?
It definitely got me to a better place in life, I can say that. Because, you know, at that time, me and you weren't together. I was in a 2.5, 3 year relationship with my ex that, you know what I'm saying, has a child. So that relationship was going through it. Like, he was going through it, which, if y'all care about that story time, there's a video, a part 1 and a part 2 of my channel called The Relationship from Hell, where I break that whole relationship down, because your boy was going through it. And, you know, we were even talking like a little bit during that time, like, because me and my ex, we broke up several different times. Like, we'll have breakups where we not fucking with each other for 2-3 months here. We may not be fucking with each other for like a month here. So I think the first time, like, we had a real big breakup, me and her, you were like one of the first people like I started talking to again. And, you know, had I been in a better place mentally, we probably would have got better together that time, me and you. But, you know what I'm saying? It didn't end up happening, but, you know, my mentality was at that point, yo, going to Charlotte because my dad lives there. You know, I've been there now for 3 years, and it's been a great thing for me. I've grown to be a better person, having a successful career, moving into my own place, and you know, decorating it the way I want to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm thriving out and even getting better in due time, right? But my thought process back then was, damn, I'm in this relationship. I really love this girl at the time. I love my ex who I was with back then, and it was on some shit where, damn, I feel like moving to Charlotte would be good for us. You know, we can grow and things like that. And ultimately, it didn't, you know what I'm saying, work out that way. So when I first got there, the official breakup me and my ex had, that shit was crazy. Police got called, all kind of shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, it came with some setbacks initially, but once I really locked in on, I'm gonna really focus on getting myself together, taking care of me, and really just developing the life that I want for myself. So when I do find the right person I'm gonna be with, when I get to that space where I wanna be, you know, married and have kids and whatnot, I can really give my wife, my kids, everything that they want, because I built a solid foundation. So it took a lot of, you know, healing, you know, doing the work on myself, talking to God constantly about it, and really just applying those, you know what I'm saying, biblical principles to my everyday life. So I can honestly say moving to Charlotte, it did, you know, it did a lot for me. Appreciate you, baby. So I have a question for you, if you know what I'm saying, ready for it. It's kind of a 2-part question.
Okay.
So in regards to us, what would you say that you're most proud of in regards to our relationship, you know what I'm saying, through the years and how we've been dealing with each other? And what's your biggest regret? So you can answer like either one first. What's your biggest regret? And then what are you most proud of?
It's funny because the thing that I'm the most proud of is also the thing that I regret the most.
Okay.
Wall with me, it makes sense. Communication. Like, we have always had such open communication, like, ever since I can remember, really. But that once we grew up a little bit and kind of like got into our, you know, our things that we were going through, like, our communication got kind of botched. But it never really should have been like that, like, because of the fact that when we first met to maybe I can't even tell you what year, maybe like 2018, 2019, like, it was so great, and then once we started going through our things in life, like, it just kind of got fucked up. But it never really should have, because it was so great the whole time. Like, I could tell this man anything.
Yeah,
literally, like.
And I feel like that's one of the things where it's like I take 50% of the blame there, because it was like I felt like at one point I could do no wrong. Like, even though I was doing shit that probably like wasn't cool or wasn't like, you know, morally okay, I felt like you would still like be there anytime I wanted to talk. Because it was kind of like, I feel like I developed the complex of, man, Christina ass ain't going no goddamn way. I can goddamn do what the fuck I want to do, come back. And I wasn't dogging you, but it was like I was a single dude. I'm enjoying being single, and I'm just gonna talk to my ex when I feel like talking to my ex. But I feel like, you know, you were okay with that just because of the type of lifestyle you had in terms of being a sheltered child. You weren't probably exposed to like what the average person may have been exposed to. And then as you started getting grown and you got to the point where you was able to pop out and do your thing, a nigga ain't get that access no. Nigga ain't had that access like that no more.
Them boundaries got real firm, okay?
Yeah.
Learn how to say no, girls. Learn how to say fuck no.
Funny as hell. But no, like, yeah, definitely through the years, I was like, yeah, I'm getting on a shorter and shorter leash for her. She is not playing with me.
At all.
So overall, you just kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying, the communication is like a good and bad thing as far as like the biggest regret. Understandable, for sure. Speaking of the short leash, right, we always had these little, you know what I'm saying, periods of time where like we may talk, not talk, talk, not talk. We fuck with each other, not fuck with each other throughout this whole time. You know, going back from 2014 to up to now, you know what I'm saying, where we able to have this conversation on camera, now that we grown and everything. Now, one moment that forever, like, sticks in my mind that, you know what I mean, where I'm like, damn. And I'm sure, like, a lot of niggas can relate to it if you ever been in this type situation. I remember us reconnecting or having, like, a conversation in, like, I want to say either December 19 or maybe early January 2020, where I was reaching out and I'm just like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? And you like, oh my God, it's so good to hear from you. But you're not gonna want to talk to me when I tell you what I gotta tell you. Talk to the people about that for a moment.
Okay, so 2019 for me was very hard. Like I was in a relationship, but it started getting really bad around like August. So like from August to I would say like August to November, like I was just kind of like finding myself and just trying to see like, you know, who it was that I could connect with, like, you know, maybe find a new person or whatever. But yeah, I was really vulnerable and somebody was telling me all the right things at the right times and I was believing what they were saying. And what was it? You said January? Was it January?
When we had the conversation, if my math is mathing, because I know in 2020, like, I was talking to my ex at that point, like at the end of January. I know by March we were in a relationship.
Okay.
So I know when I got with her, I won't fuck with nobody. Like, I was 100% locked in. So if I had to piece together when the conversation was had, it was definitely before March. So if I had to math it out, I'm thinking we either had a conversation end of December or before February for sure.
I think February sounds right because, okay, I was at the time thinking that I was pregnant, but I didn't know. I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was 8 weeks and 2 days because I didn't believe it. I was like, nah. Like, people were telling me, like, no, you're super sick. Like, oh, like, you need to go, like, take a test. And I'm like, y'all are crazy, and I'm not doing that. So I ended up doing that. And, yeah, another story for another day. But I ended up telling him, like, hey, like, what it is I have to tell you is I think I'm pregnant. And it kind of like, even to this day, I'm just like, damn, should have been his.
That's funny as hell, y'all. Like, when I tell you, like, and this is like the one girlfriend I had, my mom would like always ask me about and stuff like that. Like, do you still talk to Christina? What happened to Christina? Because it's like throughout high school, I want to say, including you, I had 3 girlfriends. Like, I dated from my sophomore year through my senior year. You were the girlfriend I had my sophomore year. I dated somebody my junior year. I had a girlfriend my senior year. And then the only other like relationship I had was my ex. Like, I was with for 3 years or whatever as an adult. You know, so with you, like, to finally get like, damn, my first love, like having a kid, and damn, I let one get away, and I was playing it. Damn, I don't think I ate like that whole day. I was sick. I might have called one of my niggas at the time. Yo, bro, you ain't gonna believe this shit.
No, not flipping tables.
What Rodney saying, baby boy? I can't believe this nigga done got my girl pregnant, had a baby by him. Yo, granny, eat, cuz. No, but like, that shit was like such a wild time for me. So just talk to me about like how has motherhood changed you, and what was that like, you know what I'm saying, going through the process of, one pregnancy, having a child, and what your hopes may have been. Because I know during that time, like, and I understood why, you didn't want to like have a conversation with me, because when you're having a kid, you ideally would want to do things the right way. I'd imagine at that time, you probably, had love or may have been in love, with your child's father at that point. All right, well, I feel like, what I'm saying?
Okay.
Given the circumstances, right? You probably would be like, you know what? If I'm gonna have a kid, I want to do it the right way. So
yes. Okay. And I started off like, okay. First of all, he started ignoring me when I told him I think like something is going on, because my baby, I'm a part of the 1%. Everybody, like, I took a plan B. I thought that what I was going through for like my, the things that you feel during your first trimester, like, I didn't know how that felt. I thought I was having like symptoms of the plan B, because they are very similar. So I reached out to him and I was like, hey, like, I'm feeling a little weird. This is my first time taking a plan B, mind you. So I reached out and I was like, I'm feeling a little weird. And he texted me back, you'll be all right. Damn. So I said, I guess the hell I will, huh? So I'm just going through like, going to work. This was like during COVID time. So, the one day out the week that I was working, I'm just sick as a dog, like coming into work looking like I got hit by an Amazon 18-wheeler. And they're like, oh, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I don't feel good. Morning sickness was a bitch, okay? Like, but yeah, like, I would say I tried to reach out to him a couple of times and he was just ignoring me. So I'm like, look, all right. So the last message that I really had sent to him was basically me saying, like, if you're around, cool. If you're not, cool, because I'm going to be fine regardless. And even though, like, I did want to do things the right way, I think every girl dream is like a family, like, whatever. Sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. But it is what it is. Like, me and my baby are great. We are great. We are doing just fine. I had 9 months to get my shit in order. I was really, like, carefree, free spirit. Even though I'm still that way now, but, like, within bounds, like... but I was really living like recklessly, and I had 9 months to get my life together. I can say motherhood really, it molded me into a more responsible person. And I think that was really good for me, because it kind of changed my outlook on like my relationships. Like, I don't put up with as much now. Like, I can't put up with, bullshit, because I don't want my daughter looking at my relationship and going like, oh, that's okay to deal with. Like, oh, this man can yell at me and that's okay. This man can ignore me and it's all right if he responded in 12 hours because at least I got a response. No. Like, no. So I can say that becoming a mom has really shifted my mindset on a lot of things. I'm grateful for it.
That's what's up.
For sure.
And I can definitely tell, like, even though, definitely should have had my kid, or whatever the case may be, you've been killing it with motherhood. You've been doing your thing, and I'm proud of you. Of course. So, from there, you have Gia, and the last time I saw you, prior to us doing this video now, was back in 2021. So it's been 4 years I haven't seen you up until now. So it's kind of, a little surreal, just a little bit. So I remember one day, and this is probably when me and my ex, we had our first like real big breakup where I really thought I was done. So we had a couple of them, but when we had the first big one, the number one, where I'm packing all my shit up, leaving, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I remember you was one of the first ones to, answer the phone for me and everything, and it was such a relief to see you and whatnot. We had a real good conversation that night, able to catch up on life, and I met your baby for the first time. And I remember you telling me, baby, this should have been your daddy right here. Toxic, right?
Should have been.
And I'm just like, wow. But you know what I mean? I'm a firm believer, man, and I trust God, man. I feel like everything happens for a reason, even if you can't understand it in that moment. Because through that moment, bro, I was still doing work on myself, and I look at it like, man, maybe if we did have a kid earlier, whatever the case may be, you know, maybe we would be cool. Because, you know, parenting is one of them things where I feel like in order for it to thrive, you know what I'm saying, or for y'all to be good, it takes a village. It takes the two of y'all be on the same page. And because I wasn't good with me yet, you know, if I had a kid earlier, ain't no telling like what that would have did to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could have drifted us apart, or you know,
don't keep a family together.
You know what I'm saying, or maybe even worse. But you know, so I remember that was in 21 when we had that conversation. I finally left my ex for real in 2022. You was not fucking me during that time, because when I left her alone, finally, and I'm like, I'm done for good. I was trying to spin a block. You really wasn't fucking with me at that moment. And you know, here we are in 2025. We're finally able to have this conversation now, and you know, talk and be around each other and things like that. I partially feel like it's due to Trinity, which is my little sister, y'all.
That's my baby.
Being cool with her. I feel like if Trinity didn't throw the little alley for me, we wouldn't be having this convo. So just talk to me a little bit about, you know, I know you haven't met my older sister before, but you met my younger one. What's your relationship like, or like what led to you willing to have a conversation with me after all the bullshit we've been through?
I would just like to say that Trin has been advocating for you for a very long time. Honestly,
that's crazy.
It's true. The receipts are there. Like, she has been trying to get this together for a long time, and I'm just like, I should have listened to her. I really should have. Like, that's just me taking accountability. I should have listened to her way earlier.
No.
But yeah.
I feel it. So we talked about me as far as being like an adult. I've only had, you know, I had my high school situations and everything like that. But as an adult, I've really only had one real relationship since being grown. Like, I've talked to people. I've been in talking phase where I'm rocking with a person, you know, for a couple months here and there. Or I got the idea of, you know, I would love to take this further. I want to get married and have kids. And I feel like for me specifically, you know, when I feel like certain women hear that, if they don't see the world that way, what marriage, what no, or we got to end this, whatever the case may be. You specifically, how many like serious relationships have you had since becoming grown? Two. Okay. And you know, with that, do you feel like it's, you know, changed how you see dating now, or how you see your future now, or like what's your biggest, you know, takeaway from any of those situations if you had to name one?
Okay, I would say the relationships that I was in, they definitely did change how I look at love. Sometimes they were good things, and sometimes it's like bad things, but like I'm still growing, and I'm still learning that like there is healthy love out there, and I think that's the biggest takeaway. Like, you don't have to sit there and take a whole bunch of shit. Like, it's okay to start over. That is the biggest takeaway. Like, it is okay to start over. I think since therapy and everything, like, I've started my life over 217 times, and I'm okay if I gotta start, you know, another one tomorrow. Like, it's okay. It is all right. It's your life. You're the only person who has to live and die with your decisions.
218 is a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like, and it is what it is, though. Like, it's okay. Start over if you need to.
I feel you. I definitely understand that. I can resonate with that for sure. Just going through the, you know what I'm saying, seeing how you change on a day-to-day basis, the people around you, the new friendships, relationships, everything you have, how that really, you know, shapes what your life looks like on a day-to-day for sure. Now, I'm going to get into, now that we've laid everything out there and we had these tough conversations, things like that, I'm going to get into the more toxic shit, or, you know, more fun questions, you know what I'm saying, for y'all. We're going to be messy just a little bit, you know what I mean, and then go from there and talk about some other things here. All right, boom. So for these wild ass questions, right, I'm going to start it off like this. If we ever was to, you know what I'm saying, seriously get back together and fuck with each other on some real shit again, how many kids would you be trying to give me? Oh, you want a high five? Okay. That's
Five. I want everybody to know that if we get back together, I'm giving this man 5 kids, okay?
Do you not understand that's 5 sets of birthday, 5 sets of Christmas, 5 sets of back to school, 5 sets of Chick-fil-A meals. That's 5 cars at 16. That's 5, why the fuck is my house not clean and I done got home at 6 y'all been home all day. 5 is...
But it's okay because we're going to be rich and we're going to be able to afford it. So it's okay.
You say that now until you know going through the day-to-day of 5. No. Hell no.
They're going to be spread out.
Touch on that a little bit more though, right? What I will say is though, in terms of having kids, I've always said, now that I'm older and I see like how much, you know what I'm saying, things cost and I'm an adult and things like that. Like my older sister tell me all the time, she like, yo, I pay $1,300 a month in daycare for 2 kids. Like, and I'm just thinking about like the life I really want to give my kids. Like I want to be able to, as soon as they 16, they get in cars. I want to be able to, you know, when Christmas come, I want to spoil them. Your birthday, I want to spoil them. Like, I want to be able to, if it ever becomes a thing where my kids can get the opportunity to attend private school, if that was something I could, you know, put in the budget, I would want to do that. And I just know the more kids that you have, it'll become harder to do those things. And I had a really, you know what I'm saying, rough life myself growing up. I remember at one point in time, me and both my sisters, the 3 of us were sharing one bed, and I never want my kids to experience poverty. I never want my kids to have to hear, oh no, we can't do that right now. We can't afford this, we can't do that. Not saying that, you know what I'm saying, like, your kids gotta have this luxurious life, but if I could put myself in a position to give them all the things that I didn't have, I would want to do that. So with that being said, I feel like 2 would be a good starting point for me. And I would look at it like, okay, if I get 2 right, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you have 1 obviously, so that changed dynamics to 3. And you know my situation with my ex, I still look at my ex's daughter like my own. So in theory, that would really be 4 at that point.
It really would.
You know what I'm saying? And then also too, I feel like it's dope that you understand that, you know, that my ex's daughter means a lot to me and things like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people aren't willing to accept that. And I also feel like it's some bullshit to tell the next person, hey, by the way, you fuck with me, I still kind of need, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with all those things being said, I just would want to make sure, like, when I have my first 1 or 2 that, okay, I'm thriving with them, we good, money ain't no issue, things is called, we got money saved, okay, now we can entertain the idea of a 3rd.
Yeah.
And then if things are still good at that point, never say never, but even then too, like, I just look at it like, at some point, you know, while you love kids, you want to be able to have a break and things like that.
Yes.
So I feel like it becomes a thing where, let's say, me and you, like, want to take a trip, right? Like, I feel it's one thing, it's one thing to, hey, mom, hey, dad, sister, brother, cousin, whoever, can you watch the 2 kids versus, can you watch all 5
17 children.
you know what I'm saying?
Load up the van.
You know what I'm saying? So I think about all those, because I feel like these are conversations that, especially with us as black people, we don't have. No. Black people just get to fucking making babies, like, and then they talk about how they hate their life and shit like that. And
I would too.
I never want that for myself.
No.
So I thought you wilding with the 5.
Oh, absolutely.
You're wilding with 5.
I was trolling because even with my 1, like, things were always so easy. Like, I was young. I was a young mom. I had my daughter at 21, a new 21 at that. My birthday's in August. I had her September 4th, so I was a fresh 21. But I would not wish that on anybody. Like, it was hard as shit. It really was. But things got easier because I had to, you know, push some shit to the side. Like, it was some shit I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like, she really had to become my number 1 priority. And I feel like a lot of parents don't really be like thinking like that, especially young parents. Like, they look at babies like accessories.
No, definitely.
That's not the case. Like, and I work with kids too, so it's like I see it all the time. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and it's just like with me, like, you know, hearing everything that you said about how challenging everything was, like, I never wanted to, you know, put, again, my kids in a situation. I never want to make, you know, life difficult for, you know, the woman I decided to have my kids with. So for me, it's just one of the things where I take that into account when I think about these type of conversations. All right, so the next question I got for you is, let's say, for example, we was to start fucking each other again seriously, right? With me living in Charlotte now, you still living in Norfolk. And am I coming back here or you moving down there? Like, what we finna do?
Honestly, like, I am not opposed to moving. I like seeing, you know, new areas and stuff like that. So I'm not opposed to moving. It just depends on how things go.
Yeah, like, you know, assuming you don't try to, like, bite me till you draw blood or something crazy like that, you know what I mean? We can talk about it. But what I will say, though, too, is, you know, similar to what you were asking me earlier, moving to Charlotte has helped me grow tremendously. But at the same time, I do get really, really homesick. Like, I try to come out here to Norfolk as much as I can and see Virginia and stuff. If I don't do it at least 3 to 4 times a year, I bare minimum will make sure I come twice at some point. Because, you know, for me, like, the most challenging thing is, and I don't know, like, if you would feel this way too, just depending upon how your relationships are. I know with me, both my sisters have kids, so I hate the fact that I've missed, you know, seeing my nieces and my nephews, you know, take their first steps, go to school for the first time, waking up on Christmas, and I'm not there present for that. You know, so that's one of the things. I miss birthday parties, I miss graduations, I miss a lot of, you know what I'm saying, family things not being here. My great grandmother, the woman that pretty much raised me and my sister, she's 90, you know what I'm saying, finna be 97 in December, which is a blessing on its own. And I really do want to cherish those last moments I had with her. So I've had these conversations with, you know, my village here in Virginia, my village in North Carolina about, you know, what my future may look like. And I always kind of said too, you know, one of the things that may keep me down is if I found love in Charlotte, possibly. I don't want to base it around that, but that was a possibility. Or like if I found something or better opportunities, you know, here in Virginia. Because when I look at Charlotte, I'm looking at it like, nightlife is popping. Like, if you want to have a good ass time, bro, there's so much shit to do in Charlotte. I'd met some really good people, and I love being there, but at the same time, it's not home. Virginia don't necessarily got a bunch of different things for you to do per se and like turn up. But if you from here, yo, like, your people is your people. Your food spots is your food spots. Like, it's a real intimate setting because it's so small. Like, everybody is connected. Like, even if you don't necessarily know everybody, my mama might know your mama. My uncles might have went to school with your uncles, or I never seen you before, but what your sister knows so and so. So we all connected, and that's just one of the things that, you know, makes Virginia special. Whereas Charlotte, bro, is so big, it's so much to explore, and it's just like, I feel like it's never really ending. So, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, you kind of just, I guess it just really all depends for you.
Yeah, it depends on how things go.
Okay, so how you, like, what's your thought process now? Are you hoping they kind of, you know, trend upward, or like, how you feeling at the moment?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident, honestly.
Okay, do you feel like we back like we never left type shit from like the moment we met, like almost 12 years ago?
Yeah. That's not changing.
I can say it's pretty mutual. Unless you do some crazy shit, like
you do some crazy shit.
Why I gotta be me?
Why did it have to be me?
You see the way you just answered that question? Crazy.
No, I'm not.
Ain't that's wrong?
He just tried to carry me.
Nah, I can never do that.
Exactly.
Right. But yeah, y'all, so if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you so much. This has officially been the grand opening, grand closing of me reuniting, reconnecting with my ex, my first love, my first girlfriend, first lot of things, you know what I'm saying? 12 years later, man.
12 years.
Drop the W's in the chat. Y'all think we should get back together? Drop 2 W's in the chat. You feel like she like love me for fresh. She still in love with me and stuff. You know what I mean?
What do y'all think?
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all for watching, man. The video's still coming on the way. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of things planned. I got story times in the way. The I Live With My Best Friend series, that's still coming. I got episodes, you know what I'm saying, on the way with that. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Also, too, let me know if y'all want Christina in more videos, man. We might have to really make this a thing for real.
We can.
That's it, man. We can do that. Alright. So, lastly here, you know what I'm saying, how we gonna close out this video. I want it to be put out there. Tell me so I know it's real, right? If you still in love with me, go ahead and kiss me on camera right now.
But you got it, my nigga, just hold on. You gotta hold tight and stand up the whole fight. But am I perfect? No, I've been messing up my whole life, but I'm still here. My mind in the right space. Ironic, the wrong moves put me in the right place. And when my life break, God glue it back together. I'm protected, cause them angels be shooting.